The $64 million question is whether Boro can finally start to hit the back of the net at Wigan on Saturday. It's a crucial match for everybody because they really cannot afford to allow this run of defeats to continue anymore. 4 defeats in a row, haven't won it all in September. It proves that there is a curse on the Manager of the Month award, but that's no consolation for the fans because they see the team slowly slipping down the league. They really should have walloped West Brom last week. They certainly had enough possession to have done it. They had enough chances. They got plenty of ball into the opposition penalty area, but somehow the ball just would not go into the net. Obviously, fingers were pointed at Alfonso Alves, and he's had a few headlines during the week. But everybody at the club sprung to his defence, and outside the club as well. And I think nobody has any doubts whatsoever that Alves is quite capable of scoring goals. He faces another test at the JJB Stadium, and let's hope that he finally breaks his duck in normal play. He has 1 goal to his credit, of course, this season. That came from the wonderful free kick against Stoke. Almost split the bar in half against West Brom with another superb effort, but the ball wouldn't go in on that occasion, and he had another 2 or 3 saved or kicked off the line. No consolation, I suppose, for the Brazilian. He has set his sights very high. He said he's chasing the Golden Boot. I'm not sure whether he'll come anywhere near achieving that, but a consistent supply of goals from him would be much appreciated. Boro forked out a record fee of £12.7 million to bring him here. They did think that he would keep chipping in with the odd goal even if things didn't go so well elsewhere on the pitch, and that his goals would be invaluable. I think that's still the case. His goals are invaluable, and that's all the more reason why we need them. But then it's not just down to Alves. I mean, Mido probably could have been done a little bit better against West Brom. He's strong, he's big, he's physical, he holds the ball up well, he can achieve things. But in general, the team as a whole, we had the defenders coming forward, a couple of chances from set pieces, but not too much from midfield. And there was a lot of pressure on the front too to try and get the goal. They couldn't do it. They got in each other's way at times, and that's something probably won't happen at Wigan. They won't get that many chances, but they will have a bit more space to play. And on the break, the way that the team has been breaking this season away from home has been something that really should be getting them better results away from home. It hasn't so far because they haven't defended as well as they could. But things are moving in the right direction. There is hope away from home, and after 4 consecutive defeats, an away win at Wigan would not be more or better appreciated this weekend. Obviously, you look at the Wigan side and you think, well, they're probably a better team than they were last year. Middlesbrough did lose their 1-0 early last season. Didn't play very well on that day. It turned out to be Yakubu's last game. They did pick up a bit after that. Wigan have picked up a lot this season, so they're a better side, a stronger side all round. They've brought in this Egyptian on loan, Zaki, who seems to be scoring goals for fun, and he's going to be a big threat. His linking up with Heskey is apparently very good. But perhaps a major threat's going to come in midfield, where Lee Cattermole has made a superb start for the Latics. This, in many respects, is a cup final for Lee Cattermole. He probably was a little bit aggrieved that Middlesbrough did agree to sell him. He obviously would have wanted to do what he could for his hometown club, hopefully establish himself this season. Boro decided to take the money, and now Lee will be all out to prove a point that he will be trying to say, I'm better than the Middlesbrough midfielders. And we know what Lee Cattermole does. He'll run for 90 minutes, chases everything, tackles for fun, and wins a lot of balls, and he uses them well as a rule as well. Very aggressive, competitive opponent, and one who will probably play as well as he has done in any previous game this season. If Middlesbrough are going to cope with him, they're going to have to match his enthusiasm, so that there's a big question mark there. Can Boro cope with the fact that things are going wrong? Can they maintain their level of self-belief, and can they be as committed and as combative in midfield as they need to be? The midfield, there are a lot of question marks about the midfield against West Brom. There is a feeling that really, they need to be stronger in both areas, and that's both going forward and in defending. They do have people who support attacks, not so many who sit back. Mohamed Shawki has probably stayed in the side for a run of games because of his ability to sit. Gary ONeil likes to go forward. It appears that Didier Degas likes to go forward. But in many respects, what you expect from a midfielder is that he just gets from box to box. So a lot of questions to be answered by Gareth Southgate. He not only has to find the best formation to beat Wigan, he needs to find the people who can cope with what Lee Cattermole is going to try to do to them. The key area, no doubt, in the match, if Boro can make a big impact in midfield, then they can win the game. And let's face it, they have to go not only and get a point, but in my opinion, win it. You look at the way in which things have been going, and you think, well, Boro get off to a good start. Everybody in the town's positive. Everybody's hoping that things are going to go well, and then, not slowly, but very quickly, it slips from their grasp. People are looking back and pointing at missed chances and saying that they're the main reason, but perhaps that's not the only thing. I mean, Southgate's come out this week and said that he feels that the defence have got to do better, and he's got a very strong point. Haven't had a clean sheet this season, and any team that doesn't get clean sheets isn't going to do too well. They're already slipped into the bottom half of the table. 13th last season, a lot of people were saying that maybe they would do something similar, bearing in mind the lack of apparent investment during the summer. Having said that, Southgate is saying that he wants the team to finish top half. You would expect the manager to say that, but then on the other hand, you would hope that everything would be geared towards that, and the players would have the character, the ability and the commitment to try and achieve that for themselves and for the club. That's certainly got to remain the target. Certainly the one thing you don't want to do is see the team slide into a season of relegation struggle. I think for the last 2 or 3 years they've spent a lot of time looking over their shoulders. It's not enjoyable because it creates a pressure situation in every match. And that pressure can obviously lead to poor performances. We don't want to see that, but are a little bit better than last season, I believe. They have a lot more attacking qualities, but they have to do it as a team. Perhaps the midfield is pushing forward a little bit too much. One thing that is a problem is that the manager doesn't have too many options. The club doesn't have the resources to match the big clubs. We know the gap is getting wider all the time, and the route they've tried to go along is the tight together squad, have everybody firing in the same direction, having a good dressing room where everybody is focused and has a lot of good characters. That's all okay, but at the end of the day, if you start getting injuries, then you do get problems. Boro have a good academy, a lot of good kids knocking on the door, but you can't put too many in the team at the same time. They do need to have a system or situation, certainly, where the kids are drip-fed in on occasions, and we can't expect results if the injuries are doubled, for example, and we suddenly find 3 kids in a team. They do need everybody as fit as possible. They do need to maintain this level of focus they've got at the moment. I'm delighted to talk to players and they tell me that the self-belief, the confidence is still there. That's got to be really channelled into results and performances. And they've got to go to Wigan on Saturday and get something, as I say. Otherwise, you're looking at a situation, if they were to lose at Wigan, 5 defeats in a row, the next game would be at home to Chelsea. They will come here, strong, powerful, organised side. Obviously we know that Boro seem to turn it on against the big clubs, but there are no guarantees, and the best thing they can do to give themselves some sort of guarantee of staying clear of the bottom end of the table is to win at Wigan.